Hello, all you lovely listeners out there, and thank you so much for tuning in this week. As always, we are in a semi-state of recuperation after our glorious time at Phoenix Fan Fusion, and thank you all so much who were in attendance for those panels. We had a blast, and it was really lovely getting to meet some of you. So thank you for being there, and we hope that you had as much fun as we did, because it was a riotous good time. But as a quick reward for those who are dealing with our nonsense and our need to decompress a little bit, we're going to have an interesting collective of shows. We're going to have an omnibus here of all of our previous commercials from our first probably 40 episodes. They were sporadic and they were off the cuff in most instances, and so extemporaneous advertisement for random nonsense. We hope you enjoy it. I personally love these things and relish them, and obviously I'm just trying to amuse myself here, but it gives you a little content for the sake of us not tapping out on a week, so that you have a little something, and then you can look forward to more of our usual jocularity and riotous funny material winging your way in the next week. But again, thank you all for being here, and I hope that you enjoy our omnibus of all of our advertisements. See you soon. Before we really get started, though, I have something that's very important to talk about. There is an actual squatty potty in this house.
There is.
And I need to...
Shut up.
Begins.
Fucking dogs. So what... I mean, do you feel like you really reach full evacuation by, throwing your knees up at your chest?
If anything, it's very zen.
To sit
sometimes,
like you're an idiot.
Sometimes I feel like it actually does work.
Oh,
and
it
other
actually,
times
it does. I've done research on this.
Yeah, I have one too.
So you've had like a woman, lay down in front of your toilet, and you just put your feet up on her and then shit.
Okay, but
that wasn't research. That was experiment.
I was like, I thought we all did that.
I will say that I weigh myself when I wake up in the morning, and most times after using Squatty Potty, I'll weigh myself again. And it's usually consistently about a pound. So...
you're making a post hoc fallacy there, John. I'm just going to throw that out. I washed my car and it started raining, and the two don't necessarily always correlate. You could lose a pound, just by sweating.
Let's circle back here.
Okay.
I do think it works.
Okay.
But even if it didn't work, I feel more relaxed when I use it.
Okay.
I feel it's a lazier way to shit, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because it doesn't overtax your sphincter. I think that's the muscle.
Some of us like to overtax
in our days
sphincter,
these trying times. Do you really
you
want
really
to overwork your sphincter?
Yeah.
This episode has been brought to you, by the way, by Squatty Potty. Never too early to try.
Yeah. I was going to say it's actually brought to you by Benoit balls, the more appropriate way to tax your sphincter than just shitting normally.
That's how you get sponsors, right? You just
throw out random
it and pretend like you have it,
and then Wesley Willis it afterwards. Polaroid, see what develops.
Shane, do we have a sponsor for this episode?
I believe that the sponsor of this episode is Mike Tyson and Zoloft.
Mike Tyson.
They said, I'm on Zoloft, so I don't have to kill all you motherfuckers. And they put me in the Hall of Fame even though I got these tattoos on my face. And I have raped several people.
Literal facts.
Which is disgusting as well. As the man was an actual, he had been to prison already. Committed rapist, and they still inducted him into the Hall of Fame. So
yeah, it seems like a low bar.
Allegedly. Speaking of autoerotic asphyxiation, no, Chris Cornell didn't die that way. He just offed himself. Okay, moving on.
That's a hot take.
It was. Ooh. Hot like our ads today, ladies and germaphobes. We are actually sponsored today, and I am supremely excited to announce this. This show has been brought to you by Haynes Her Way. Because John has never felt at his most feminine than when he is clad in his cotton unmentionables, brought to you by Haynes Her Way. Isn't that right, John?
It's like sitting on a cloud.
And I mean, you wouldn't think lifting and separating is something that is exclusive to the upper body. You know, it can also be done downstairs. And if you are a man angling to cross dress, Hanes Her Way is the best way to go because
Have
it
they
will.
made bras for balls yet?
Well, they managed it.
That.
It's Me Undies actually did it with that diamond pouch. It's
Is that
basically
really what it is?
Yeah, it's intended to kind of keep your balls segregated from the rest of your
That's pretty
privates down there. But so in any event, thank you very much to Hanes Her Way for sponsoring today and giving all of us free pairs of undies that John abruptly stole and is wearing. So yes, as John was saying, the sponsor for today, as we mealy-mouthed our way through it, we are brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club, because everyone else is. They've sponsored every other podcast on the planet. They have run through every simple son of a bitch trying to sell you something, and then they fell on us. And we are falling on you, like, you know, some simpleton trying to pull your belt off at the half and half here.
They're essentially like Netflix with approvals of new shows and movies.
Yeah.
There's no gate.
But here's the thing. I have actually been using the Dollar Shave Club razors for quite some time now because I have a shorn pate here. I'm a bald-headed man by choice and God's interference. And so I have been using them, and I will tell you, the executive razor gets me so smooth, so closely shaven, that John's mother can just cuddle up and cradle me for hours on end with no chafing.
I think the best part of my adult life was realizing that I had two dads and one mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where, like, Philip did, like, a pretty good job of getting me to where I needed to be, but then Shane came on my mom and came along into my life, and...
Now I took over.
Yeah.
I'm daddy number 2.
And he spanks me regularly, like, for doing a good job.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the only way to
Positive
properly...
reinforcement. Yeah,
You know, let's go ahead and start the hashtag...
My two
Not
dads.
a father. Tried to have a father, but got a daddy. See, wait, no. Hashtag got a daddy.
Got a daddy.
Well, I definitely need to take a shower and then probably...
They'll delouse you afterwards, so just be careful.
Oh, goodness.
And then they'll make you sit in a dress with no underwear.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I do that every Saturday anyway, so...
If only the Hanes Her Way were sponsoring us for this episode, then we would have been able
this
to...
episode?
Well, I mean, that is something for me to know and no one else to.
Oh!
Well, I mean, if I was a Stanford prison guard and you were a prisoner and I said, tell me who the sponsor for this episode is...
And for those of you who do not want to get stuck like these good folks from the Stanford Prison Experiment and, chafe while sleeping on concrete, this show has been sponsored by Casper Mattresses. It is the wonderful way to avoid being, psychologically demeaned and beaten into submission by college students masquerading as prison guards.
You know that they ship it to you in
do.
a box, and you just take it out of the box,
Yeah.
and it unfolds, and then it inflates to what it's going to be for the rest of your life.
And it's, covered in shame. And it contains, a small Russian bride who I just ordered from Instagram. No less than 3 weeks ago.
She hasn't shown up yet.
She hasn't yet. I think
but
she's...
you got the bed ready.
I do. It unfolded from the box, and Gwyneth Paltrow was also in it. It's unfortunate. But, it comes to you in that small, how did they do that package? And it says that it is just like being cradled by John's mother in a state of post-coital bliss. And
She does love you so.
It is like having your balls fondled by a small midget named Henry whilst you're laying
Dabrowski.
Dabrowski. Whilst laying in Central Park feeding the pigeons out of your small brown bag. Casper, sleep better so that your dreams don't haunt you into your waking life. So when they're pursuing them, do you think that they were put in the boots to the horse in order to,
sure.
quickly get across a large section
I don't think...
of frontier plains? The reason I ask is we actually have our sponsor for today, Boils and Ghouls, and we're super excited for this. I've got to tell you, because I was personally not exposed to this product prior to now, but I am super glad to have it. And it's Bootbox is our current sponsor, and are you ready for this? Because it's going to get fantastic. Have you heard of Loot Crate? Bark Box, these things are all the rage. Subscription boxes are the rage, but the creators of BootBox were interested in providing a service that transcended the fun and superficial, and offers something to edify and enrich their subscribers' lives. So what is BootBox, you say? Fanciful Western wear for your feet? Oh, no. BootBox is the first monthly subscription service intended to help promote general gastrointestinal and rectal health. BootBox's patented and handcrafted products will be a delight to your derriere with each and every delivery, making sure you don't have a shitty day that you can't wipe away. From our patented poop pepper peels that help to strengthen and cultivate your colon's mucin and microbial defenses, as well as our patented shit ticket wet wipes that keep your pucker looking clean and pristine, BootBox offers an array of digestive and cleaning aids to ensure your colon and rectal care is top-notch, without the muss and fuss of heading to the store and guessing what will keep you regular. As a special treat for Disinformed listeners, if you visit poopshoot.com and enter the offer code IDIOT at checkout, you will get 15% off your monthly BootBox subscription. I'm going to repeat that. It is going to be poopshoot.com. Enter the offer code IDIOT, and you will get 15% off your monthly BootBox subscription. I love it. This is my personal endorsement here. I have never been so clean rectally after, my first BootBox box.
It kind of just sounds like a bidet with extra steps.
Yeah.
Basically, but I'm telling you, you take a couple pills in the morning, you use the shit ticket wipes, and you are clean and regular down there.
Okay.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Report back, listeners, and let's see what you feel about
Yeah, tell us what you think about it. Because, honestly, there's no better way to care for your poop shoot. BootBox. Quit crapping on your colon.
Thank you, Ollie.
Just because it looks like a hole doesn't mean it is a hole?
I'm also going to go ahead and, no pun intended, plug the subreddit, Don't Put Your Dick in That.
I was going to ask if that's our sponsor today. Is that our sponsor today?
It is not, no.
Shane has our sponsorship.
I do.
I think this is a good time talking about the nocebo effect, yes.
Okay.
Before we get into modern explanations for homeopathy.
Okay. Well, I think the modern explanations are going to be relevant to today's sponsor, which, for all intents and purposes, is going to intrigue everybody here. It's Gaia.com.
Ooh.
So for all of you homeopathy fans, we are pleased to announce no affiliation whatsoever with Gaia.com. Here's what they tell us over here at Gaia.com. There's more than the mainstream story you've been experiencing. Something you're not finding in your current paradigm or in the media you're consuming. Your intuition is right. Gaia is dedicated to finding and creating informative and enlightening films, original shows, classes, and articles that aren't available through mainstream media. With over 8,000 films, shows, and classes, fuel your expansion into the topics you love exploring with content you won't find anywhere else, filmed with world-renowned luminaries here to support your awakening. You can experience Gaia in English, Spanish, German, or French. German. We offer original, dubbed, or subtitled content in these languages. Join hundreds of thousands of members in 185 countries in awakening your consciousness. Or just slap yourself upside the head with a fucking meat mallet. It's probably cheaper. So that's why we are not brought to you today by Gaia.com, but for those that want to explore a little bit of modern homeopathy, you can do so there and get a little tickle of your pickle whilst you're doing it.
That's what I do when I go on.
You are a pickle tickler. I've seen it.
Oh yeah,
it's documented.
I am not shy about that. Pickles constantly tick. It's tickled. It's being tickled right now.
Well, I'm about to hit yours with a meat mallet, so just calm down.
But I like that.
Let's roke.
What?
Never mind.
Relative to this, I am very excited to indicate that this leads directly into this week's sponsor. And if you guys are not excited, you're going to be in a moment.
I'm full mast.
That's the sponsor noise now.
I got the months going.
Yes, he's dribbling urine. We are sponsored
by the greatest of all undies services, Squee Undies. Do you love elephants? We know we do. That's why Squee Undies wanted to support the Disinformed podcast's special episode this week and help debut their brand new trunk undies. The Squee Undies patented trunk design checks all the boxes. Short in the leg, minimalistic, form-fitting, supportive, and of course, they have elephant's ears and a patented penis pocket to turn your pelvis into your favorite sub-Saharan animal. Now you can finally tell your girlfriend to help save the elephants in the way you always wanted with our brand new Squee Undies trunks. Check them out online and use the offer code IDIOT at nowhere.com to save 15% on our non-existent underwear. Squee Undies, we are exhausted and desperately wish we could stop penning ad copy already. Please let us stop. It's killing us. Squee Undies, put some fance in your pants. So, now that we've talked about our patented trunk undies, and if you have not felt a Squee Undie, oh my god, they're so soft.
Squee.
They cradle...
You sounded so convicted about it.
They
You
cradle...
haven't tried it then, I guess.
I mean, they cradle all your nethers. Every
Lift
single one of them.
and separate in all the right ways.
I
Yes.
just want bras for my testicles.
And you have them now.
Squee! We are very happy today, and again, apropos of John's normal delivery method, we are sponsored by ShitRecruiter. And I want you to know that we are supremely ecstatic to be sponsored by ShitRecruiter. Are you ready, Jens?
I'm ready. Lay it on me.
Here,
Thick and
it's
heavy.
going to be so thick that you could spread it on a cake.
Thick crust.
Are you sick of hiring deadbeats? Are you constantly plagued with employees that always aim to give minimum effort? Are entitled millennials with their "my work should be well-paying and gratifying" attitude ruining your ability to exploit your workplace's profitability? Then you should use ShitRecruiter. We'll be sure that you get the browbeaten degenerates with drinking problems and multiple child support payments that you can exploit to their greatest efficacy for your open positions. In Trump's America, we love nothing more than a wage slave with a small mind and a broad belly, and we guarantee a plague of them will apply for every available job while the illusion of a thriving economy still lasts. So hurry, get those positions posted before 2020 because God help us, the horses almost left the barn. That's ShitRecruiter. Get them while they're dumb. Thank you very much for sponsoring the podcast today, ShitRecruiter. We're happy to endorse you, and I'm going to use it for my next open position underneath me.
I have never... God damn it. I have never felt so added before until now.
Minimum effort?
That's how I got hired at the bar. I use ShitRecruiter. It works.
Okay.
It works.
Well, I mean, you are not browbeaten enough yet, though. I mean, honestly, you still have a bit of free will that you push back with, so...
It's, to quote our drummer,
I'm horrible, please kill me.
no, with a ball gag in your mouth, you really just, you can take your own meaning from anything that I gargle out.
Yes. Everything sounds the same with a ball gag in my mouth.
That's
Yeah.
what he said.
Yep.
There you go.
So, thank you very much, ShitRecruiter. We appreciate the sponsor. And apropos for our hollow moon here and all of the shit that we've been banding around here today. You know that it would walk 1,000 miles if it could just see you tonight.
Indeed. Indeed.
Well, the last one. Sorry.
Oh,
No,
go ahead.
I
Okay,
think this is a very appropriate place
Yes.
for us to throw in our ad for this week because due to our being somewhat fixated on the flat earth or concavity here this evening, we are sponsored by Circle Space. Do you know it's hard to put your best foot forward with your shoes tied together? That principle is something Circle Space absolutely understands, and they want to be your strong support for the three-legged race that is electronic commerce. When it comes to creating your website, don't hop around like an imbecile with your shoelaces entangled. Get a leg up from some people who want to win that race just as badly as you do. Naturally, we're talking about our compatriots at Circle Space. From crafting websites and online stores to providing marketing tools, analytics, and occasionally profiting from the grim reality that your new unique dream is just a pie-in-the-sky whimsy that'll lead you to financial ruin, Circle Space is the all-in-one platform to help build a bountiful online presence, propel your own project across this flat earth, or effectively run your business. With Circle Space, you can choose from an array of templates created by world-class designers, as well as from an absurd jumble of images and code from a collective of college programming also-rans who didn't have the dedication to hack it in electronic extortion like the rest of us. And for Disinformed podcast listeners, if you use the offer code IDIOT at checkout at circlespace.net to get 84.5% off your first fortnight of your very own living website. It's an exploding offer, so act fast before we all fly off the cliff at the end of the world. That offer code is IDIOT at checkout for 84.5665723% off your subscription to Circle Space. Circle Space. Maybe you can? So thank you very much,
sold.
Circle Space, for sponsoring, and we are going to get our own website designed through Circle Space. We will have to see it from a distance of 6 miles, though, because we won't be able to actually be able to find it. Right round, like a record.
So,
But before we get to that, I feel this is an appropriate place for us to dovetail here and talk about this week's sponsor.
Yes, please.
Because, Richard needs to go somewhere. He needs to get out. We all need to get out. We need to explore the world. And you know the
Unplug,
best way to
maybe.
do that? Unta. It's not
Unta.
Uber. It's Unta.
Spell it.
Unter. It's a German company. It's Unta.
Okay.
So, here we are. This week, the Disinformed podcast is thrilled to be sponsored by Unta Transportational Opportunities. Opportunity only knocks when it has hands. And our hands are here to help you. If you don't ride with us, you may no longer have hands. Whatever your ambition, whatever your drive, and wherever you live, opportunity abounds. And we're here to help it find you. We have things with wheels and an abundance of affiliated individuals who manipulate them. We take you where you need to go and then take your money. No funny stuff, or we break you. Unta. Ride with us, because otherwise we'll break your legs, so you can't walk. So that's Unta. They're sponsoring us this week, and it's going to
Fantastic.
be, if you need to get out, if you had a little too much to drink, and you're afraid you don't want to drive home, you need to get somewhere, call Unta, or
sometimes-
else.
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes you can't trust your hands or your feet.
No.
You have to trust someone else with them.
Mm-hmm. You also can't, trust reality.
Right. How much Night Vale have you been listening to?
Way too much. But now that we're on this, let's have a bit of a break because I am so thrilled.
I was wondering when this was going to happen.
thrilled that we have found a sponsor that is literally taking the internet by storm. And if you have not heard of them, there's something terribly wrong with you.
Please.
We are sponsored this week by Screw Chew. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is the first co-opted chewable that contains the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis that is available without a doctor's prescription. So you better get really excited for this.
Okay.
So we are supremely excited in ways that we can't describe without willing a hashtag movement into existence to promote a new sponsor that is arousing both controversy and rapture all over the internet. Screw Chew. Screw Chew is a service dedicated to bringing what we can only loosely label prescription treatments for men who don't like pills, hate going to the doctor's office, and have nothing but utter disdain for themselves and others, so they can only convey their irrepressible rage by fucking it out of their system. Each patient subscribing to our prescription subscription service is reviewed by a back alley hack of a physician, or by an arbitrary identified stranger on the street who assists us by maniacally laughing and pointing at whomever we direct them to. This helps ensure that no respected member of the medical profession has anything to do with our product, helping to keep you as far away from a doctor as humanly possible. We also offer patient care from licensed physicians if you're a pussy. Choose Screw Chew right now, and if you visit screwchew.edu, enter our offer code IDIOT at checkout, and you can get your first bail bond paid in full for free. That's right, get one get-out-of-jail-free card brought to you by Screw Chew in honor of the Disinformed podcast. I mean, hey, if you're already making bad decisions like raw-dogging your neighbor's daughter while he's away on a 10-minute beer run, why not be certain that Junior's turgid and ready to do some van damage? There is no use crying over spilt seed. Screw Chew, the best bad decision that you'll make today. Or, Screw Chew, we help make time travel possible.
Now, I'm not going to lie that
you need to be careful with your screw chew, because I thought I had a pack of Orbit in my pocket, and I was at work and instead took screw chew. And guys, can I stay at one of your places tonight? I can't afford to. I need to lay low.
You use that bail bond real quick?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a whole pack.
Okay.
And usually I go through 6 pieces of gum in a shift.
Now, when
and
you say...
then it turned into 6 pieces of cum. And
when you said lay low, I thought that was what screw chew was supposed to help you with, but you meant in a different context.
Yeah, entirely.
All right.
I can't endorse this in good faith.
Well, I can, because you can take it on an empty stomach. I mean, you could have had like a full meal of truck stop hot dogs, and you can still get that lot lizard back to your hotel room and get at least a bucket out of you, just because of the screw chew. I cannot recommend this enough.
So I have a question. Okay, I know someone that is.
You have to take it orally, Mike. I can't tell you. You can't keep shoving them up your ass. It doesn't work that way.
Okay, that's what I'm told, but
We
I
live in a
still
society.
refuse to believe. Anyway, I have a friend that is gluten intolerant. Okay, is there a version of that you can, that I can suggest to this person?
There's no gluten in screw chew. I'm sorry. I mean, and you can chew with your butthole, I've heard, but I mean, you just can't ingest it that way.
Well, if vagina dentate is a thing, then
anale dentate. Anyway, again, screw chew, the best bad decision you'll make today. Well, I think this is a wonderful moment for us to take a pause and pause for the cause. And let's talk about this week's marvelous sponsor. Are you ready, friends?
I'm ready. Give it to me.
This week, I'm super stoked because this is one of the best gets we have gotten thus far.
okay.
And this is going to grow our listenership by leaps and bounds. We are sponsored by inaudible.com.
What was that?
Inaudible.com.
Huh?
Ooh.
Inaudible.com?
What?
Exactly. Gentlemen, do you hear things? Is it burdensome? Don't you wish for a reprieve from auditory comprehension? Do you long to flee the world of constant coherent chatter? Well, Inaudible is here to help, and we are ecstatic that they have decided to sponsor this installment of the Disinformed podcast. Inaudible.com is a leading provider of premium, digital, sotto voce audio disinformation and infogagement on the internet. Inaudible content includes more than 250,000 meaningless messages, meandering tales, and spoken word audio drivel that will be whispered into your ear canals in hushed and reverent tones, providing a bed of pink noise to save your brain from the strain of constantly assimilating accurate information against your will. With a fun array of free apps for every type of phone and device, you can access our drones anywhere, anytime, right from the smartphone or elderly relative you've trapped in a convalescent home. So you can get a free 30-day trial of barely audible and incoherent Drek and a free pair of noise-emitting earplugs at inaudible.com/idiot. Just enter the offer code IDIOT at checkout for a free 30-day trial and what roughly amounts to a slug of solidified earwax that you can use to save your brain from the idiocy of American political conversation. Inaudible.com. Huh?
What?
So that's our sponsor for this week, and we are so happy to have Inaudible here. And I have used their service, and I've got to tell you, I have gotten just a string of incoherent nonsense following me at all times, and it's not just because I work at a university that we can't name on this podcast.
You almost said it. It's brilliant.
Well, yes, they're marvelous.
I'm glad.
Yes.
I really should give them a try, because there's plenty of times, especially working at my pizza job, where I just don't want to pay attention to the customer. And I could just put that in, play it, and they're just like, trying to play somewhere. What? Sorry, huh? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And they're
almost
not
as
lying
good
to
as
you.
our podcast.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you can just have some guys like, back when I started to use animal gelatin to make my cookies, it was the greatest year of my life.
If I had something legitimately that could turn off bartender ears, it would be amazing. The amount of times I'd be like, hey guys, I'm not trying to overhear, but you're literally talking so fucking loud about a private topic. Like,
And yes, genital warts need to be treated.
and also, she's your sister. That's gross.
Since
So
when did
anyway.
we go to Alabama?
Roll Tide.
Yes.
roll their time. So thank you, inaudible.com. We appreciate it. And again, that offer code is idiot. Michael?
So, they're actually, I will say that I know they sponsor 100 Proofs that the Earth is not globe. That's actually a special one. Yes,
Ooh.
I had just remembered that when you had mentioned that you were going to bring that up today, that I had gotten a notification.
That is our recommended reading for them, I recall. Yes.
So you can get all of their original, non-translated to modern English readings. I can't remember the person that does them. It's definitely not Carpenter or Robotham because, they're kind of dead. But
Yes.
I can assure you that it is a deep British accent that you can just, maybe even a Cockney accent, so you can just make sure nothing makes sense. It's perfect.
Well, most British people don't make sense.
And actually, they translated them from the original, Edison scrolls as well that they used to use. So, they're great.
Delicious.
Wonderful audible quality.
But to the main show, main attraction.
Well, before we do that,
Uh-oh.
we do have a sponsor this week.
Oh,
I don't know why we have a sponsor, considering we have absolutely nothing here of substance we're getting into. I kid. But
He's so serious.
this week, we are sponsored. Are you ready, kids?
Mm-hmm.
And appropriate, since we were talking about Dr. Sleep and our take on New Age vampires that we will be getting into. We are sponsored by Blood Bag. Are you an aficionado of exsanguination? Do you love the nightlife? Do you love to boogie? Wink here. I don't think I was supposed to read that. More to the point, pun intended. Are you tired of honing your incisors to a razor-sharp edge to help you more readily sustain your necrotic flesh? If your long-dead body is no longer producing hemoglobin, and what's a cursed corpse to do? Corral a gaggle of indigent individuals and drain them dry? Who can afford to kidnap a random cur in the information age? Well, that's why there's Blood Bag. We take all the muss and fuss out of procuring blood in the street like a common fiend. If you don't ask questions, we won't have to lie to you. Send us your ill-gotten gains and we'll keep you swimming in claret until Frankenstein's monster hits the scrap heap. Go to bloodbag.org and tell us which derelict castle or poorly secured mausoleum to deliver your delights to. For Disinformed listeners, enter the offer code IDIOT at checkout and you'll receive Typo Negative's Greatest Hits CD for free. Who can pass that up? That's bloodbag.org. We'll keep you coming back. Cross our heart. Damn it. We'll keep you coming back. Cross our hearts and hope they die. So that's Blood Bag, and it's poignant and rather odd that they're sponsoring us, but I'm excited.
I usually pride myself on not laughing during your ads.
Yes.
But that was kind of a certain way today.
Is there something you want to tell us?
From the tiniest of seeds do the great oaks grow.
Just kidding. I love everything about you. Hugs and kisses.
As what John's trying to say is that early in his marriage, he got wood.
And now I
Not
have
so
a
much.
sponsor.
So, apropos of the fact that we were talking about sporting events, we are sponsored this week by Seat Freaks. Everybody ready? You super excited?
I'm always excited.
I'm on the edge of
full
my seat.
mast.
As well you should be. We know that this is a comedy podcast, but living day to day with hemorrhoids or anal fissures is no laughing matter. I'm glad both of you were drinking while I read that. Dealing with the screams of an angry anus at a sporting event, concert, or film is far from the highlight of the night. So stop letting assholes ruin your good time. Seat Freaks offers an array of colorful and easy-to-store donut pillows that rest comfortably on any chair to assist with lower back pain, hemorrhoids, and pressure ulcers. Each donut is sized to fit a car, bus, train, sports venue, or airplane seat, and our designer's soft velour cover is removable by zipper and machine washable for easy cleaning, so you can sit and spin without worry. Visit seatfreaks.gov today to check out an array of donut deals. And Disinformed podcast listeners will get 87% off their first order of over $15 with the offer code IDIOT at checkout. That is seatfreaks.gov, offer code IDIOT for 87% off. SeatFreaks, that's one less pain in the ass you have to deal with. So that is our sponsor, and thank you very much, Seat Freaks, for coming at us with your beautiful donuts. We are so excited to powder them and place them on our derrieres.
I will say it does feel good on the whole.
It does, yes.
Yeah, it really
Yes.
does.
If you've spent too much time without a squatty potty, as John would know, you're going to need that Seat Freaks donut.
As we're ending this episode, I will say and agree. The hardest part about going out of town is not having your squatty potty. They need to make a mobile squatty potty.
I mean, they do. You just put the squatty potty in your trunk and take it with you.
Yeah, he's inside out.
Yeah. Inside out, boy.
Well, I would swallow my pride.
Joke on the
I'm
rind.
sorry. Well
Black
done.
Throw would leave me empty inside. Speaking
Speaking of insides, it's apropos because our sponsor this week, Boils and Ghouls, is very exciting. This is revolutionary, and I want you all to know I am so excited about this for my loved ones. We are sponsored this week by Cramps.com. Now, being human is hard in these trying times. Even more difficult is being human dealing with the often agonizing reality of menstruation.
And how?
Who wants to put on pants when your cramps feel like someone is playing accordion with your insides? Am I right?
I
Come
feel
on.
them all the time.
Yes. And that is why our founder, Hilda Hugenborf, started Cramps.com. Cramps is a monthly subscription box service dynamically tied to your cycle, so that our patented monitoring app will time to the crest of your physical discomfort and dispatch a wealth of pre-selected items to help make Aunt Flo's stay at the bungalow a tolerable one. With thousands of different item combinations featuring designer chocolates, arrays of painkillers, customizable Haagen-Dazs flavors, clitoral stimulants, rotating wine flights, bad fanfiction, diaper-style heating pads, and medieval torture devices to use on the loved one or slave boy of your choice. We strive to provide you with everything you need to stay in pajama pants while your body actively seeks to destroy itself. For Disinformed podcast fans, use the offer code IDIOT at checkout to receive your first box free with a 6-month subscription. That is offer code IDIOT at checkout for a free box just for listening to these jackanapes being insensitive every week. Cramps.com. We hear you.
Not only do we hear you, we
Hear you. We hear you.
also, I just want to, thank you.
Yeah.
Additionally, the domain is available. So if you haven't jumped on the opportunity, I typed
John,
that in.
we are sponsored by Cramps.com.
I'm just
the
saying
domain
that there is an
cannot be
oversight.
available.
There's an oversight. They must have not renewed.
Maybe it's cramps.org. I don't know. I
Cramps.org.
just read these things.
Maybe.
All right.
They send him a script, like, we can't deviate from the script.
If
Sorry,
it's
I was just trying to
cramps.edu, that's your marriage.
Boy, howdy.
I gotta tell you, folks, I'm exceedingly excited because as of right now, we are officially bringing you our first legitimate product endorsement. So brace for impact. This is gonna get fun. Considering that all three horses. Take 7. Considering all 3 whores, yes, yeah, all 3 of us. Considering all 3 hosts of the Disinformed podcasts are bearded brethren, we are elated to bring you our first legitimate product endorsement, badassbeardcare.com. I know it sounds like a plant. This thing actually exists, so get ready. Okay. If you are sick of having a scraggly thicket of misplaced pubic hair on your moneymaker, you need to give the bounty of beard care products at Badass Beards a try. Their bevy of beard boosters help reduce itch and dandruff and allow you to soften and style your beard to tame your man mane. Featuring an array of scrumptious scents, their oils and balms will have even your closest confidants casually sniffing your face as you embrace. Badass Beards has over 30,000 5-star reviews, so you can rest assured that your beard is in the best of hands. And so to reward you marvelous beardy Disinformed listeners, you can receive a free trial pack containing a sample-sized beard oil, balm, and wash, Or get 50% off any regularly priced products by using our referral code. This is long, so get ready. Get a pen handy. It is acoustic, rock, reject, 570 at checkout. So, badassbeardcare.com and use the code acoustic, rock, reject, 570 at checkout to get yourself a free trial pack or 50% off any regularly priced products. And let us know what you think, because I use these things on the daily. I love it to death. I will particularly endorse the Ladies' Man scent. The Pirate is fantastic because it's basically rum and like bay leaves, and it's just fantastic. So if you want to smell good, get a softer beard, I can make no higher recommendation than badassbeardcare.com.
That's all well and fine, but that wasn't funny.
You're not funny. I don't complain. We have a sponsor.
Gasp.
And this one goes back on point with our actual sponsors.
Thank God.
I know. I'm sorry. I will never again bring anything that might actually garner us some money.
Fuck off.
So, this week we are brought to you by our marvelous and supportive sponsor, Deathbed. You spend nearly half of your life sleeping on a mattress, but you'll spend your entire afterlife in a casket. So why settle for a subpar eternal rest? At Deathbed, everything we do is in service of helping our users go to their grave with confidence that your desiccated mortal remains will be nestled in comfortable, quality fabrics and supportive foams to ensure you'll rest as well as you ever did while you were living. A coffin doesn't have to be a foreboding death bullet. It can be a cozy and secure case to keep the bugs and archaeologists at bay for a millennia. Disinformed listeners can receive a free Super Sleeper anti-worm foam pillow top for your killer casket free. Just enter the offer code IDIOT at checkout, and you'll be resting in peace for a price that won't have you turning over in your grave. That's offer code IDIOT at deathbed.com to keep spare... Nope. That's offer code IDIOT at deathbed.com to spare yourself the indignity of eventually winding up as worm food. Deathbed. Rest easy for eternity.
No joke. My most recent ex, her and her now husband, are goths or whatever.
Gothic?
That fucking she's a
Gothic.
With
Gothic.
G-O-F-F-I-K.
Gothic.
How thick is it?
How bad is
3
that?
C's.
Gothic.
She's a personality chameleon, so she'll just turn into whoever she's dating.
Mm.
So essentially, she's had him build mini coffins for her, and like it's been this big thing that I've been seeing on her Instagrams every now and again. I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? So the entire time that you were saying that, hey, if you are hearing this, the offer code is real. The site is real. Go have at it. Get your savings. It's all made for you.
Stop
Go-
being worm food.
Go get it, Satan.
Canny!
Yeah.
Mmm.
Canny.
Now, on the topic of canny, it's fun because we're going to get to our sponsors this week.
Oh
This week,
no. Mother of Pearl.
you're going to need Pearl Jam
Who's
at
Pearl?
this point. Grandma Pearl.
Grab my pearl. Wait.
Do it. We are brought to you by People Meat. Living a cannibalistic lifestyle these days is difficult. Your activities are riddled with social stigmas and extradition treaties, and cutting the flanks off cadavers isn't exactly appetizing now, is it? So how do you go about getting your preferred proteins without resorting to serial murder? Well, that's where People Meat comes in. People Meat makes it easy for you to get high-quality, humanely raised meat that you can trust. Every month, they deliver 100% protein-fed and finished long pork straight to your door with free shipping. The incredible quality of People Meat's product is ensured first by their commitment to humanely raised humans that are never given antibiotics or added hormones. Next, all meat is harvested and packaged at the peak of freshness, shipped with dry ice in individual vacuum-sealed pouches, and sent straight to your home. Eat the meat you've always dreamt of with no blood on your hands whatsoever. Our collection of Eastern European and Asian ranchers believe in the healthier food system, where everyone has access to the meat as nature intended, free of antibiotics and hormones, and without judgment and stigma of so-called civilized society. People Meat ensures that you can get quality cuts of mindless mouth breathers with no formal charges, due process, or fear of Turkish prisons. Just mouth-watering morsels at premium prices. Each pack comes to you with 11 pounds of prepackaged person, each tailored cut to your exact specifications. And at only $1,500 a month, you won't believe how affordably you can consume your favorite human organs. Use our offer code MEATME at checkout to get free spleens for the life of your subscription, plus an additional 20% off your first box. That's offer code MEATME at checkout for spleens and 20% off at peoplemeat.org. People Meat. It tastes like freedom.
Now, important question. It says free from, antibiotics and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Does it still have fear? Because I need the fear to be in the meat. Because fear in the meat is what makes the meat taste good.
You can specify that.
It's part of your meat selection
I
program.
can do that. It's kind of like an ad ranch on my Grubhub.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. So as long as they're afraid before they die, that's
they don't put any antibiotics in. That's it. I mean, they'll still chase them around with a chainsaw.
What if I want them to
them
have a tint of heroin?
I mean, the John Frasanti version of it is available. You just have to kind of
He's back from the dead.
And you'll eat him soon. So.
Yeah. I do appreciate that they give different options for peak freshness.
Yes.
You can always order a sort of veal-like if you want, if you like them a little more tender. Or you can have them aged a bit, too.
Hey, listen, if we've learned anything from Albert Fish, it's that the buns are always the tastiest part of the small people. So we want to make sure that we get that as a specified option.
Never thought I would understand such a horrible and dark reference. I want my Shane Hunt obscure reference award sticker.
Yes, you'll have a sticker by the end of this show.
Thank you.
Guaranteed.
Huh? Sean Hunt's obscure
Cian Hunt.
So, thank you for People Meat. We're so happy to have you as a sponsor, and it's a niche audience, but, someone somewhere is going to want to eat somebody.
Yeah, we don't shame anybody.
I just want to eat
except
somebody.
everyone.
I want to feel
person,
the heat of
every
somebody.
single one.
I don't kink shame.
I mean,
You
I
are
don't-
kink shame.
I'm ashamed of my meat, but I don't meat shame. So to give us a brief reprieve, I am going to touch on our sponsor this week. And touching is very important, because this week we are sponsored by forstims.com.
For, like F-O-U-R?
F-O-R.
Okay.
Forstims. STIMS.com. I see you checking over there, John, so that you can follow on the research. It's true that sexual performance issues are more common than you might think. Medical professionals who are desperately seeking new way to pay for their mistress's collagen injections say that 25% of all new ED cases involve men under the age of 40. That's erectile dysfunction for the lay people here.
Oh, I thought that was early dismissal.
No, that's not a pun either. This is an advertisement. We can't take the time to be clever.
Oh,
so,
sure.
if you have desensitized yourself with so much aberrant pornography and unfair expectations of sexual relations that you can't get it up for anything less than 3 underage implant-laden stick figures manually stimulating farm animals, we have got the solution for you. Forstims.com connects you with real doctors with fake scruples and medical-grade solutions for a psychosomatic issue stemming from an overstimulated population. If you're worried about hair loss, skin care, and sexual wellness, then you're obviously suffering from a severe lack of personality. Disinformed listeners can get free shipping on all future orders with the code IDIOT at forstims.com. Visit our site. We won't judge you. We just exploit your insecurities for our gross financial gain. That's forstims.com. Offer code IDIOT at checkout. You can't do it alone. Or you did for too long, and that's the problem.
Right? Check off?
Check off what? I don't even have a
off's
list in front of me.
Am I right? Is that what it is? The
It's
guy, if you
jack
show...
off is how you pronounce
Oh,
it.
sorry, Jack-off's gun. Where if you see it in the first act, it means it has to come on your face in the third.
And that is a perfect segue, or segue, as we would say, to our sponsor this week. And John actually put me onto this one. We are sponsored by Good Weeds. As we march the overgrown trail to legalization, more and more folks are getting enwrapped by reefer madness. But for those who are past their dank dorm room days, and that's D-A-Z, so that's very funny, how do you know which high is right for you? Well, that's where Good Weeds comes in. Good Weeds is the world's largest site for cannabis lovers to convene and go green. Our mission is to help people find and share the strains they love, enabling weeders across the globe to meet their mellow without any stress. Whether you prefer flowers, concentrates, vaping, or edibles, we have lists curated by you, for you. And we partner with a broad array of local dispensaries to help you get what you want at locations close to home. Whatever your tastes, we can help lead you down the primrose path to happiness. I personally have no clue what the fuck this ad is regarding because I'm cleaner than a Christian's prom dress. That's Good Weeds. Feed your green machine. And I'm very excited that you brought this to us, John.
I'm gonna go ahead and deflate this real quick. You just described a real thing.
Oh, really?
Accidentally.
No.
This already exists. It's weed map stuff.
Well, they didn't have condemns, so... Okay.
You mustn't come in Harry Potter.
That's Vampire Potter.
You
Yeah.
mustn't come in Vampire Potter.
So that's about the first half of the story. We're about around chapter 20.
Jesus Christ. What, do you need a sponsor break?
Actually, yeah, this could be a good point for a sponsor break if you want.
As Shane
While
slowly is dying.
I brought the Snape up out of my system.
Ugh.
Oh, God almighty. I'm not going to make it
This
through
is
this
the
one,
best
kids.
kind of rough that I've ever had. And I've had sex with Shane.
That wasn't that rough. Son of a bitch.
Why?
This is very appropriate to get into our sponsor for this week, which is another John-inspired recommendation here.
Oh god, I'm so sorry.
This is, we are brought to you, in part, by Blotbucks. That's B-L-O-T-B-U-C-K-S. Do you realize that we are, right now, living in the Jetsons-like future? Truly. You can send digital photos of your naked form to someone several continents away from you this instant using a handheld electronic device if Dobby is holding it and watching you with Snap. I mean, doesn't that sound like the start of a zany Star Trek episode to you? But I'm sorry to say, there exist some greedy gusses who refuse to show their digital naughty bits without some financial remuneration. Lucky for us, lucky for us, lucky for Snap and Lupin, we have Blotbucks. Now, if you want to electronically explore every inch of a naked form without alerting the person who paid the bills in your house, then the Blot will let you determine the name of the corporation who will fictitiously bill you for services rendered. Wink, wink. Your monthly statements then corroborate whatever cockamamie story you need to concoct to fool your overbearing parents, jealous partner, or needlessly restrictive workplace. So if you want to watch luscious Lucilla shake her jumblies for $40 a month on Patreon, charge it to Ted's Auto Supply and say you needed new shocks for your car. We'll filter your money in ways that would make Congress blush. So just select one of our generic businesses from our drop-down menu, list the URL where you actually want your money to go, and we'll send it along. We cover all your iniquities, and you get what you want, guilt-free. It's a win-win. Now, we charge a paltry 22% service fee for all transactions, but isn't that worth it for your own personal peace of mind? And plus, Disinformed listeners also get 3 free transactions when you download their app at blotbucks.co/idiot. Blotbucks. It's our little secret.
Oh,
Let it
no,
go.
I do
Oh,
that too. I do a hybrid.
I use an actual towel that I wash every so
You
often.
monster.
When it starts talking to me. It saves the environment.
Have you either, Shane or Michael, used a bidet?
I have not, but I have squatted over, my little shower wand, just to get up into my naughty bits. So
Just to, just really tickle the
just
prostate.
clean out down there. You want to make sure you get any free-flowing things there. Charlie horse.
Yeah, Jesus. Michael?
No, I haven't. Though I do know that there is a friend of ours that has one at his current place of residence.
Yeah, I've been tempted to use it, but I've never had to brown when I've been over there. So
Exactly right, because it's like
Just wait
almost
until you
a
need to.
social faux pas to do it,
Yeah.
unless you're going to be there for a long time.
I just feel like if I were to use the bidet without pooping first, that it would be like,
Feet.
Yeah.
be
like putting a finger up my own butt just for the sake of saying that I did it.
No. I think, anytime you can freshen up down there. I mean, Manscaped, to your point of, wanting to get yourself the lawnmower to trim up, they also sell those crop mop ball wipes. And we are not sponsored by Manscaped at all, which we should be, considering the volume of body hair in this room that needs to be maintained at some point. I have to hire small children from the neighborhood to come and shape me, because there are just parts of me that I cannot reach without help.
Uncle Shane needs his monthly trimmings.
Indeed he do.
Oh boy!
Speaking of economies collapsing, when you moved up from your last neighborhood, those children, they suffered.
Yes. So now I have to call in people from another neighborhood to come in, and it's basically they show up with one of those trucks and the bits hanging off the back end, the hedge clippers, and the various accoutrements one uses for yard trimming. Yeah, they have to use those on my thighs. So it's damn, it's a good time for all.
Let's do this in full order. Okay, so from last week to this week, I did order the bidet.
Okay.
And Shane, I've seen you almost every day since. So Shane knows, Michael probably doesn't at this point, I'm not endorsed by anybody, but since Alamo Draft House is now temporarily closed, I'm going to go ahead and fully endorse the bidet because it changed my life and I love that stream of water shooting into my beehole. It is the best feeling of all time, and also I get away now, guys, with using 2 squares per brown. It's fucking amazing.
Do you know what brand of bidet it is that you're using, sir?
I don't, but I'll get back to you on that. It was $25 on Amazon. It's not the frills and whistles. It doesn't have the air blower to dry your butt afterwards. There are electric bidets that have that air dryer thing going on. But anyway, so my mom calls me. I'm taking a shit. So that's why I thought about this.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, how are you doing? I was like, great, I'm pooping. And instead of her going, oh, just give me a call back, she does what my mom does, and she's like, oh, cool. And then we just keep talking, which I don't know.
And that is going to wrap it up for us this week. We hope you enjoyed all of that nonsense. It was a delightful time to throw it together. I personally enjoyed having a quick glance back at our ridiculous history, and I hope that you did as well. As per usual, you'll be able to catch new podcast episodes winging your way every lovely Monday morning on your preferred podcast provider app. A link in the show notes below for all of our relevant socials. Please like, subscribe, rate, and review. We'd love to hear from you. And so, for the Disinformed podcast, I'm Shane. Zippity-zoop. We're out of here.